5 fun things that you can do for free in Pembrokeshire. Pembrokeshire is a county that's in southwest Wales, and it's full of history and heritage and beaches. It's a really lovely place to go on holiday, or even a day trip. It's a really nice place to go. The 5 places that we'll be looking at in this video is St Davids Cathedral. We'll be looking at St Govan's Chapel, Tenby Lifeboat Station, Lampheys Bishop's Palace, and last but not least, basically the whole coastline, so Pembrokeshire Coastal Park. First of all, we'll be looking at St Davids Cathedral. St Davids Cathedral is just a short walk away from the town of St Davids, and is about 17 miles away from the next closest big town, I guess, of Haverfordwest. I think because of the cathedral in St Davids, it's actually one of the smallest cities in Britain. Like, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure. So, a brief history about the cathedral. St David is the patron saint of Wales, and it's St David's Day on Friday. St David is the patron saint of Wales, and he founded a monastery in the 6th century, and he trained missionaries to spread the word of Christianity. The present cathedral has only been there since around 1180. It was built 1180 to 1220. And alterations have obviously been made through the years through damage and, fashion changes and stuff like that. There are a few things that you can do in St David's. In the cathedral, there is a library which holds 7,000 books, a treasury which has loads of artefacts that can be traced back to 1,500 years ago to do with Christian history and things like that. There's also a gallery, an exhibition space, and a gift shop. You can also get a guided tour of the cathedral, and it's got a suggested donation of £5 because the whole place is run on volunteers. But obviously if you feel it's stingy, you don't have to. It is a suggested donation, so it's technically free then if you want a tour. But you can walk yourself around for free as well. I've been to St David's quite a few times, and it's a really nice location. It's really nice looking, and if you stand by the gatehouse, you can look down on the cathedral and see the view, and it's such a pretty building. I'm not into the sort of Christian history of it so much. I just really like the architecture of the place. So even if you're not into that sort of thing and you're more into sort of architecture, it is just a really nice thing to go see anyway. And St David's is a really pretty town as well. So it's always, there's a really nice coffee shop which is above a gallery, which isn't far from the cathedral as well, and I recommend going there for lunch and hot chocolate. The next place we're going to talk about is St Govan's Chapel. St Govan's is about 6.5 miles from Pembroke, which is the closest town to it. It's not that far from Castle Martin. You actually drive through the MOD tank range to get there. So there's all these signs either side of the road that say, do not enter, explosions and death. It's worth passing that and fearing for your life to get to the other side, where the chapel and the beach and the cliffs are so pretty. If there are manoeuvres going on, the gate will be closed, and there's a phone number on the website that you can have a look at. You can give them a ring and they'll tell you if the land is closed for you to pass or not. The chapel is, you park in the car park and then you walk down some steps to it, and it's a sort of a building carved or built into the side of the cliff. It's really unusual. When you think about churches, you normally think of them sort of towards the top of hills so they can kind of look out across the land, but this one seems to be sort of hidden. The reason it's hidden is, I think, based on its history a little bit. It was supposedly a hermitage, a hermit's house or worship space. Saint Govan apparently ran away from a load of pirates, and this is where he ended up sort of hidden in the rock, and used it as his place of worship until he died. The chapel dates back to the 13th century, but they think that area has been a place of worship since the 6th century because of St Govan's followers then. There's also a healing well inside, which is supposedly meant to heal skin complaints and is supposed to cure eye complaints and skin diseases. And there's like a remains of a holy well outside as well. It's really nice. That the area is beautiful. The church, the old buildings, well, it's not a church. The chapel is really nice as well. I think it's a really nice place to go visit, even if it is like dodgy having to drive through down the middle of an MOD base. I think it's worth the drive. It is really nice. The next place we're going to be looking at is Tenby Lifeboat Station. The seaside town of Tenby is the Pembrokeshire coast's most well-known locations, one of the most well-known places. A lot of people call Tenby Balamory because of the colourful Victorian houses that run down the edge of it. It's well known for its sandy beaches and the colourful houses and the really nice shops and restaurants that are there. The town is also, part of the town is also in a sort of old wall, 12th century, 13th century wall. It was part of the castle, like part of the castle is still there and part of this wall is still there with the little town inside. The lifeboat station is currently open to the public during the summer, so from March the 12th until December the 18th, if you can count that as summer, but you know, high season. And it's open every day from 10:30 until 5. You get to go in and you see the lifeboat, and there's a video playing so you can see what they do, and you can, you know, as long as the lifeboat's in obviously, then you can experience that. And they show you around and they do a little tour, which is nice as well. And there's a gift shop, so you can buy gifts and donate to the lifeboats because it's, you know, they're really important. There's also the old lifeboat station as well, which got transformed into a home on an episode of Grand Designs. I don't think it's that far away from the new lifeboat station as well, so if you're interested in unusual architecture, then it might be cool to go see that at the same time. The lifeboat station isn't that far away from Castle Beach, which isn't far from Tenby Castle. So if you know Tenby a little bit, if you head down towards the castle, it's kind of out in the sea by that part. If you do go visit Tenby Lifeboat Station, even though they do everything for free, I would recommend, you know, donating, because they do save people's lives, so it's really important that you do make a donation if you are going to go there. But in essence, it is free and it's fun. The next place I'm going to talk about is Lamphy Bishop's Palace. The Bishop's Palace is about 600 metres from Lamphy itself and about 2 miles to Pembroke, which is the closest town. Lamphy's Bishop's Palace, it was a retreat for bishops who were seeking solace from the stresses of church and running church, so basically like a little holiday camp for bishops. The architect of the palace was the Bishop of St. Davids, and it was built from 1328 to 1347, so it took them 19 years to build it, but the building is amazing, even now in a sort of dilapidated state. It is really beautiful. The really cool thing about the Bishop's Palace is you go to a lot of places, and if the stairs are quite steep or, you know, anything like that, they stop you from going there, but you can kind of go in all the little nooks and crannies of the place. It's really cool. There's this really narrow staircase to go up one of them, and I mean, it is narrow, and I just about managed to get up there, but it is so cool that they actually allow you to go up them, because normally health and safety closes everything nowadays. During high season, there's a visitor centre and a gift shop. There are also, during the whole year, benches and little seats that you can maybe take a picnic with you. I think it'd be a really nice picnic location, have some lunch. There's also signage explaining the history of the place dotted around the grounds. So even though it's free to the public and people take their dogs walking there, it's still really cool that you get to see the history of it, and it's really funny to see dogs running around as well. In this like really sort of ancient, beautiful architecture building, just dogs going for their walk. The last location we're going to be talking about is basically the whole of Pembrokeshire. Pembrokeshire Coastal Park. coast of Pembrokeshire is, it's so varied. It's part of its cliffs and part of its pebble beaches, part of its sandy beaches. It's such a wide variety of different sort of areas. It's so nice. Like I wish there was a way that you could like see it all at once, or I don't know. A lot of the beaches have free car parks. I'd recommend having a look online before you leave to see which ones charge and which ones are free, because some of the car parks, I know that one of them, I can't remember which one, it's about £4 a day to park there, but then there are some which you can sort of rock up and park there for free. There are over 50 different beaches along the Pembrokeshire coast, plus you also have the Pembrokeshire Coastal Walk. It's like a path that runs along a lot of the Pembrokeshire coast. If you fancy sort of rocking up and going to visit a beach and then going for a walk, there's also that as an option. So you can turn maybe a couple of hours visiting a beach into a day of hiking and seeing the beach and going along the cliffs. The beaches in Pembrokeshire have a lot of different awards. They have Blue Flag awards, 12 of them have Green Coast awards, which makes Pembrokeshire beaches among the best beaches in Wales to visit, you know, the cleanest and the most eco. So if you are planning on visiting the coast in Wales, I really recommend going to Pembrokeshire. I live in Carmarthenshire, and you know, the coast is alright here, but it is outstanding, so beautiful down there. It's worth driving through Carmarthenshire. Like, don't even bother stopping, just keep driving and get to Pembrokeshire. That's where you want to visit. Obviously each beach that you visit is going to have its own different things. Some of them have toilets, some of them don't, some of them are going to have shops nearby and hotels. I'm not going to go through every single place that you should go visit. Like, literally just Google Pembrokeshire Coastal Park and loads of information will come up about all the different beaches. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit different to the usual videos that I do, but I think it's something that I'd like to carry on doing in the future. So if you did enjoy this sort of 5 fun free things to do in a certain location, and you'd like me to maybe look at a location by you, or a location that you've been thinking about going to but maybe haven't because of expense, I can see if I can find some fun free things for you to do around there. So leave me a little comment down below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video as well, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that little bell as well, because then hopefully you should get notified every time I post, which I'm hoping will be Wednesdays and Sundays. I hope you enjoyed. See you again. Enjoy your life. Ta-da! Hello, it's End Screen Kim. If you'd like, if you could subscribe or leave a comment or watch another video, or you can follow me on my Instagram, or you know what, do whatever you want. Enjoy your life. Bye!